You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Tuesday, May 14th. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo in for Unette Gentry. She's off tonight. A fatal shooting happened in Las Vegas after a heated dispute between neighbors. RJ Camacho has this story.
On May 13th at approximately 7:07 p.m., Las Vegas police responded to a report of a shooting in the 2200 block of Starline Meadow Place near Lake Mead Boulevard. According to police, this shooting stemmed from a verbal argument from two neighbors, one of which had a gun on their side the entire time. At one point, the suspect, who was later identified as Eddie Morano, allegedly raised his gun and then shot his neighbor. Upon arrival to the scene, LVMPD stated that the wife of Morano had contacted police and that the suspect turned himself in without incident. The victim, who was a man in his 40s, was declared dead due to several gunshot wounds. Eddie Morano has been arrested and booked into the Clark County Detention Center under the charge of open murder.
And a Las Vegas man is currently facing several major charges after he allegedly shot at another man he claims attacked him 2 months prior. Samantha Roberts has more on this.
A Las Vegas man is currently facing several major charges after he allegedly shot at a man he claims attacked him 2 months prior. Artist Wyatt, age 35, is being charged with attempted murder, discharging a gun where a person might be, carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, and possession of a gun by a prohibited person. On Friday, May 10th, just before 3 p.m., Metro Police responded to a shooting involving 5 to 6 people in the 1740 block of Nellis Boulevard. Shortly after, dispatch received a call from a local hospital reporting Artist Wyatt walking in with gunshot wounds. Wyatt told police that he had a confrontation with another man where that man pulled out a gun and shot at him. According to the report, Wyatt admitted to shooting back at the man before going back to his home. Wyatt was then taken to the hospital for his injuries. Police said after learning that Wyatt was the suspect, detectives spoke to him. He told them that he was playing slot machines inside the business when he noticed the victim, who he recognized as the person who attacked him 2 months prior. Wyatt then went outside so he could fight the man one-on-one. Wyatt claimed that he was pulling up his pants when the victim pulled out the gun and began to shoot at him. Wyatt claimed that he shot back out of self-defense. After a review of surveillance footage from the area, Wyatt was seen inside a business when the other man in the confrontation arrived. Wyatt immediately left on his bicycle and headed back home. According to the report, he entered his residence and came right back out in a heightened emotional state. Wyatt then went back to the business on his bike, riding up to a dark sedan where the victim was standing. Wyatt allegedly got off his bike and approached the victim in an aggressive manner and began to reach toward his waistband as the victim did the same. Both of the men pulled out guns and began shooting at each other. Wyatt fell to the ground as the victim ran away to a nearby parking lot. He then stood back up to shoot at the victim again, hitting the window of a nearby business. Wyatt then got back on his bicycle and left, according to the report.
More news now. The culinary union's 48-hour strike ended this weekend on Mother's Day. And negotiations begin today. RJ Camacho reports.
For the first time in over 22 years, the culinary and bartenders unions both led over 700 hospitality workers in a strike against Virgin Las Vegas in order to push for a new 5-year contract. The strike was conducted for 48 hours and ended on Mother's Day, May 12th. Main table negotiations are scheduled to take place today on the 14th.
The most important thing is we want everybody to know is that we got a plan to win, and we're going to win. Okay? We're gonna learn a great contract.
The constant 48-hour strike impacted all major areas of operations at Virgin Las Vegas, which includes housekeeping, food and beverage departments, and any unionized restaurants. Leading up to the strike, the Culinary Union contacted locals, customers, investors, company board members, regulators, and community allies about the increasing labor dispute at Virgin Las Vegas. Secretary-Treasurer Ted Papageorge spoke on the matter, stating that, with this 48-hour strike, Virgin Las Vegas workers sent a strong message that this company needs to do the right thing for their employees and our community.
More news now. In a follow-up story, the BRICS nation announces their new gold-backed currency this summer, and Samantha Roberts has more on this story.
Newly released information now points to October 2024 being the time BRICS will announce their new currency, which will be backed by gold and other commodities. The BRICS nation consists of countries including Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and others. This means, come October, countries who are part of the BRICS nation will discontinue transactions using the US dollar and instead use a new commodities-backed currency. News broadcasted this past weekend stated that BRICS will, quote, sway other countries to ditch the US dollar by uplifting local currencies for trade, as well as developing a new currency system that will rival the US currency. Experts say that the US dollar is less attractive now due to rising inflation and unrelenting debt. According to Russia, the US is unloading its debt onto other countries, like Japan, which has a collapsing economy. Japan is currently the largest holder of US treasuries. Japanese currency, the yen, is currently valued at roughly 156 yen per 1 US dollar. As the Federal Reserve continues to print more money, the value of the dollar continues to drop not just in the United States, but in other places like Japan.
Well, big news today. Lake Tahoe is expected to be full for the first time in 5 years, thanks to recent wet winter season. Mikey Ruhan has the details.
Strong precipitation in January, February, and March led to a winter snowpack above the median, according to the report. April 1st snowpacks were 108 and 244% of median across the region, and May 1st snowpacks continue to be above normal at 102 to 184% of median, despite a dry April and areas of record snowmelt, the report said. The report predicts that snowmelt would be sufficient to fill up the lake, which was last at full capacity in June 2019. Once full, the stored water in Lake Tahoe typically provides sufficient supply for 3 years if snowpacks are below normal, the report said. The water year continues through September, but it is already safe to bet to pencil in a win on this year's report card, especially for northern Nevada. The dam at Lake Tahoe's outlet can provide up to 6 feet of storage, totaling 744,500 acre-feet. Lake Tahoe's water levels frequently fluctuate, with its lowest levels typically occurring in December and January, and later increasing in the spring as melting snow travels down nearby mountains.
It's a beautiful place. Can't wait to visit. More news coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Bolero, in for Unette, who has the night off tonight. And while many in American society throw around the term mental health when dealing with a headache or not enough likes on social media, Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from Nellis Air Force Base with a special mental health report.
As Biden prematurely withdrew troops in Afghanistan, naturally many of our nation's heroes came back with actual mental health concerns that the average everyday civilian is just not faced with. Lieutenant Merritt Davey now joins us with his heroic story about how he faced his demons and came out on top.
I was so embarrassed about all this stuff going on because in my head, the people that I knew and that I was close with, they were friends with me because of my performance at work or my fitness or these other things. So I felt like if I admitted to needing help in these areas, I'd be seen as a fraud and things would just fall away.
Just last year, Air Force mental health delegates implemented targeted care, which connects airmen to specified medical services.
I could feel in my heart that just things weren't right. So I would go to numb those things out, whether it's alcohol, pursuing just empty relationships at the time, or a big thing for me was food. You know, the fitness thing on top of this lack of life, really. I developed an eating disorder from that. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I just felt drained, and for months at a time, I was just spiraling down in deep depression, thinking I'd probably just be better off dead. I kept these issues bottled up for so long that it got to a point of just total breakage between 2018 and 2020.
Via targeted care, military providers can then further direct our freedom fighters to specialized agencies.
I'm going to hook a line onto this real quick and just roll it out.
After coming back from Afghanistan, I got picked up for a commissioning program. And within 30 days, I drove across country to Colorado in the middle of COVID and started classes at Colorado State University. The state was on fire. I didn't know anybody. So these two things that were really my identity, particularly the military, especially after 8 months downrange, entirely without my team, my identity as an EOD technician and a team leader.
Hey, get Damien up here. Leave me with the crew.
Was gone.
You guys want to back up a little more?
Even just wearing the uniform every day, gone. Understanding what I was doing was gone. I'm thankful for that though, because that gave me that desperation I needed to look into things that actually would fulfill. The first week of classes, a guy named Blake, who's now my best friend, stopped me on campus and we started talking, and he invited me to go to church. And that just started a whole chain of events over those 3 years in Colorado that completely turned my life around. Yeah, the turning point was definitely my faith. It gave me purpose beyond myself, understanding, really restored a lot. Over those 3 years, it just really put me in a much better place to come back to the military. When I commissioned, it actually helps me be better at work and better at home because I'm not conflating the two. What I would tell people who are on the fence about seeking help or thinking their issue is not big enough yet, I would tell you go right now.
Reporting from one of the most powerful places on the planet, I'm Maria Centers with News 25 Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, Maria. News 25 will continue to offer the latest in military coverage across southern Nevada. And News 25 was at the Nye County Republican Party Central Committee meeting this past Saturday. During the meeting, the body of the party endorsed and ratified William Hochstedler as their candidate running for Nevada State Senate District 19. News 25 spoke to Bill Hochstedler about this endorsement.
I'm standing in front of the Nye County Central Committee Republican office here on Pahrump Valley Road. And I want to thank everybody in the community and everybody that comes to these meetings in support of me for Senate District 19. I just received the endorsement of the entire body of the Nye County Republican Central Committee, and I'm most appreciative for their recognition of my commitment to the district. This district is huge. It's 60,000 square miles. It's going to be 6 counties from the north to the south, 523 miles. We need somebody with the energy, the capacity, the passion to serve the people of this community. From the north to the south, our differences bring us together. We need people that understand the diversity of our district, what we do in the south and versus the north. We have urbanization problems in the south. We have our rural heritage of our 4th and 5th generation ranchers and farmers in the north. We need to protect all and elevate all for the best opportunities possible in our district. And coupled with that is the fact that I would be one of 20 state senators that make laws for the state of Nevada that raises all of us to a higher plateau. And I just want to say, if you want to find out more about my campaign, first of all, realize I'm on the ballot. I'm the last position on the ballot for Senate District 19, alphabetical order. It's going to say Hochstedler, comma, William, Bill in parentheses, and at that side, it's going to say Win with Hoch. They allowed me to put that on the ballot to draw your attention to Win with Hoch. We all win if you vote for Hoch. The website is hoch19.com. and you can call me at 725-200-2022 for more information. I appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you in Carson City when I'm elected to State Senate District 19.
Well, in sports, the NHL awards are coming to town. We'll tell you which Strip property they'll be at. Mikey has your full look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Las Vegas Aviators return home this evening. They take on the El Paso Chihuahuas. Look how angry that dog is. The back-to-back WNBA champions Las Vegas Aces return to the court Tuesday night to raise their latest banner and to begin their quest for a third straight title. Members of last year's team will receive their rings as the Aces host the Phoenix Mercury to open the 2024 WNBA season at Michelob Ultra Arena. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas will host NHL's annual awards ceremony next month. The league announced Monday the 2024 NHL awards will be held for the first time inside Blue Live Theater on Thursday, June 27th. The Runnin' Rebels are headed to Hawaii next year for one of college basketball's biggest in-season tournaments. The Maui Invitational announced that UNLV will be part of its 2025 field, scheduled for November 24th through the 26th at the historic Lahaina Civic Center. The Evel Knievel Museum is relocating to downtown Las Vegas, part of a planned complex that will also feature a coffee shop and a pizza parlor. Draper Companies announced it will begin construction on the 32,000 square foot Mission Linen building located at the corner of First Street and Coolidge Avenue in the Arts District. And a big moment happened over the weekend at the 3A Southern Regional Track Meet. A Pahrump Valley High School record that has stood for 13 years was beaten this weekend by our boys' 4x400 relay team. On top of setting the new school record, they took first place in the event at the meet and will look to go after the state record this weekend in Carson City. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. The Evel Knievel Museum looks really cool. I hope they sell those wind-up toys we all had as kids. More news coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Chris Palermo for Unit Gentry tonight, who has the night off. Enjoy your summer and stay safe. Valley Electric offers some electrical safety tips to celebrate Electrical Safety Month.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
It's time for some fun in the sun. As you and your family spend more time outdoors this summer, we're reminding you to stay safe. Planning a project for your home? When working outdoors, you may be using ladders, power tools, shovels, or even paintbrushes with extendable arms. These items are great for home improvement, but please keep safety in mind. Pay attention to where you place ladders or dig for fence posts. Before you start any project, always look up and be aware of overhead power lines. And don't forget about underground lines. If you plan to dig for any reason, dial 811 and know what's below. Exploring the great outdoors is a great way to spend time with the family, but keep these safety tips in mind. Kids should never climb trees near power lines. Always assume they are live and dangerous. Fly kites and remote control airplanes in large open areas like a park or a field, safely away from trees and overhead power lines. Planning to take a dip in the pool? Remember, electrical devices should be kept at least 10 feet away from water sources. Outdoor receptacles should be covered, and never swim when you hear thunder nearby. Speaking of thunder, summer storms can be dangerous if you're caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. If you find yourself outdoors during a storm, move toward a suitable shelter with covered sides and stick to low-lying ground if possible. So remember, when you're spending time outdoors this summer with your family, have some fun and keep safety in mind.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Lerner and Rowe weather cam today, and well, we had some filtered sun, some clouds, beautiful pictures right here at Pahrump, the Mountain Falls Golf Club. Oh, you could have something to eat right there, get a nice view. Complete forecast coming up.
News 25 weather is brought to you by the Committee to elect Robert E. Thomas for Pahrump Justice of the Peace, Courtroom B. Vote for Constitutional Judge Robert E. Thomas. Visit www.electrt.com for more information.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Let's take a look at this weather map. Fernley, 85 degrees, Fallon, 87, Carson City, 82 degrees, Tonopah, 88, Goldfield, 79, Beatty, 89 degrees. Now we're talking. Amargosa, 94 degrees, Las Vegas, 92. Out in Death Valley, no thanks, 105. But here in the Paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 89 degrees. We had mostly sunny skies. I would call it partly cloudy, but you know, sometimes the window is a better source. We had a high of 92 degrees today with winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour, humidity at 11%. Sun rose this morning at 5:37. It'll set this evening at 7:43 as we go to a low of 62 degrees with few clouds in the sky, wind east-southeast, 6 miles per hour. Humidity goes up to 24%. Do you think there's clouds tomorrow? Yes, there is clouds tomorrow. Not too many. But mostly sunny tomorrow. We got 93 degrees, 96 on Thursday, 96 on Friday. Then it cools down a little bit on Monday. That looks nice, 85 degrees. That's probably my day to call in sick. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Mikey. It's always good to see the sun. Well, that'll just about do it for us tonight. Chris Palermo in for Unette, who has the night off. Make it a great night.